Imagine you're a Sacramento Kings fan walking up to the Golden One Center on game night. Before you even get inside, you get a notification on the team's mobile app telling you which line is the shortest to get in. You get into the arena and there are over 700 screens showing content, stats, highlights, promotions. You sit down, take out your phone and order food that gets delivered to your seat. And then you look up and you see the NBA's first ever 4K Ultra HD digital board. A chatbot in the app answers key questions about the game. The Kings win, and a purple laser, the famous light the beam, lights up the Sacramento sky. You're walking to the parking lot, you take out your phone and open up Instagram. The Kings have already posted the final score graphic and have highlights from the game. The next morning, you have the Kings Insider newsletter in your email inbox. It's got the highlights, a recap, and information on how you can get tickets to the next home game. That's not just a basketball game, that's a multi-channel marketing ecosystem. Mobile, social, digital signage, email, all these channels working together. Now you're an athletic director. You've got a phone, a computer, maybe a TV screen in the hallway that's showing the same content from 6 months ago. But here's the thing, the channels that are available to you today as an AD, well, they're not so different from what's available to the Kings and every team in the NBA. I'm Matthew, the CEO of Gipper, and over the past 7 years, our company has transformed the digital presence of thousands of athletic departments. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 7 key marketing channels that are already available to you as a busy athletic director. 4 are online: social media, newsletters, websites, and branded mobile apps. 3 are on campus: video boards, digital signage, and interactive displays. And then I'll show you how they all work together to make sure that you have effective marketing and communication. I know what you're thinking. 7 channels? I barely have time to manage 1. I hear you. But here's the thing. 7 channels doesn't mean doing 7 times the work. The whole point of what I'm about to show you is that much of the same content you're already creating can flow across multiple channels without much extra work. You're not starting from scratch each time. You're getting more reach, more value out of the work that you've already done. So let's dive into your first 4 channels, your online channels. Channel number 1, social media. Every pro and elite college team has a coordinated strategy on social media across key social media channels. They're posting thousands of times per season, not randomly, but strategically, around content pillars like game day, behind the scenes, and community engagement. Now, you're not a Power 5 D1 program like Duke, and you're certainly not like the Kings or any other NBA team. But the principles of what makes effective social media are really the same at every level. Social media is the foundation of your online presence. It's where most of your community already is every day. And here's something that I feel very strongly about. Every high school athletic department should have their own dedicated athletic department social media accounts. Every college athletic department in the country has this. You go to X, you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, and you're gonna see official athletic department handles. These are official athletic department social media accounts, not ones that are used for the main university, but used solely by the athletic department. But at the high school level, there's still a large number of athletic programs that don't have a dedicated social media presence at the department level. So many programs are still relying on their main school social media accounts to get the word out about the athletic program. Solely leveraging the main school social media accounts to promote your program on social media is a guaranteed way to fail at using social media as an athletic department. Why is this the case? Every athletic director understands there's so many athletic events and so many accomplishments and so many stories that are happening throughout an athletic department any given day, week, or season. If you want to have equity in the way that you're promoting and communicating around your athletic department, that means that you're going to be communicating a lot of information on social media. And so in practice, if you're being equitable, if you're doing a good job from a promotion standpoint on social media, you're going to flood that main social media account with tons of athletic content. And the reality is, there's more athletic news than there is standard school news on a day-to-day basis. And so all of that athletic content is gonna overwhelm the feed And it's going to lead to whoever's managing or co-managing that school's social media account to say, whoa, wait a minute, you're making our entire school feel just like an athletic program. So now we're not going to allow for you to share all of those athletic announcements, all of those awards, all of those highlights. We're actually going to limit what you are posting about so that we show a representative view of what the school is about. And that makes sense. That's justifiable. There is so much more to a school than just the athletic department. But what does it actually do? That leads to a stifling of promotion, a stifling of communication, and it actually leads to ineffective use of social media for the athletic department. What's the surefire way that you can ensure that you can promote your program as much as you need to be successful on social media? Well, it's have a dedicated athletic department social media account. Again, every single college across all divisions already has solved this problem, but still so many high school athletic departments haven't caught up. So if you don't already have official social media accounts for your athletic department, go ahead and create them today. Once you have these set up, the basics from there are posting consistently, creating high quality graphics for informational content like promoting games or sharing scores, and then mixing in behind the scenes photos and videos to give people an inside look of your program and showcase the personalities of your student athletes, coaches, and staff. And of course, make sure that your content stays on brand so that everything looks professional in the way that you're communicating out to an audience. Consistent logo use, color use, and font use will ensure that you're able to build recognizability through consistent use of your brand assets. If you put all of this together, you're gonna be executing on social media better than 90% of high school athletic departments in the country. Now let's jump to channel number 2, newsletters. Social media is critical, but it's not the only way to reach your community. A regular newsletter is a great way to consistently communicate information to your community in a way that allows you to tell your story and control the narrative. This might be one of the most underrated channels in an AD's toolbox. 93% of families report feeling more connected to a school when they receive consistent digital communication. In an earlier video, I talked about Green Level High School in North Carolina, where their athletic director, Colin Fegley, creates a monthly athletic department newsletter called Swamp Stories. It goes out every month to his community, and it creates that consistent message, that consistent story that he's able to tell. It gets thousands of views every single month. It's something his community loves, looks forward to, and compliments him on regularly. And it takes Colin less than 30 minutes to put together because it's built in a templated format, so it's rinse and repeat rather than start from scratch every single time. Less than 30 minutes once a month, thousands of views, love and appreciation from his community, and control of the narrative, control of the story for his program. This is incredible ROI, even for the busiest of athletic directors in the country. Every NBA team has a regular newsletter, every D1 team has a regular newsletter, and they reap the benefits. Now you, as a high school athletic department, can do so too. Now let's jump to the next channel, your athletic website. Now let me be honest about something. In 2026, an athletic website isn't what it used to be, let's say in 2010. The way that people communicate today, the way that people consume content, it's changed dramatically. Today, you need to get in front of people on the channels that they already live on. And those are the channels that you operate in on a day-to-day basis. Like, think about it. You're in your email, you're on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. You're not living on other people's websites all the time. You may end up on a website, but if you think back to the last time that you ended up on a website, it's very likely that you were on a social media platform or in your email, and then you went to that website. So you want to think about the website really as a destination that you want to take advantage of, but it's not going to be the thing that cuts through the noise. And that's why this multi-channel approach is really important. But your website still matters a lot. It's still this digital front door. When a family is considering a potential move to a new school, when a parent Googles your basketball schedule, when a local business wants to figure out more about a program they're considering sponsoring, they very likely will be ending up on your website. And it's the one place where you have full control. Now, does your athletic department need a dedicated athletics website? And I don't mean a subpage or a tab in your district or school website. I mean a wholly dedicated athletics website. And my answer would be yes. There's typically a number of problems that come with having a website that is managed solely through the school or the district website. A common challenge is just that those school or district websites aren't built specifically for athletic departments. And so the features and the functionality that come with whatever you can use from an athletics point of view, they just don't meet what's required to have an effective web presence as an athletic department. An athletic department is an entirely different type of organization than the standard school or district. And so if you're dealing with a limited feature set, it's gonna be a worse consumer experience for the folks who are engaging with the website, your students, your parents, alumni, community members. It's not gonna reflect well back on the program, and you're gonna be leaving a lot on the table. But another critical issue is that oftentimes those websites are managed by someone outside of the athletic department, and that means that updates to the website are really slow or may not even happen at all. I speak with countless athletic directors who talk about this dilemma. They send information to someone, maybe in a central office, to request an update to the athletic department website, and then that update happens a day later, a week later, or maybe never at all. And as everyone knows, speed in sports is critical. Information changes rapidly, and your parents, your students, or alumni, they need up-to-date and accurate information. And so again, just being practical, when you're having this separate ecosystem that's managed outside of the athletic department, it can lead to a lot of frustration and ineffective use of the website that ultimately hurts your program. And then the final thing that I'll say is from a brand standpoint, allows you to lean into the brand of your athletic department, which is different than the brand of your school. There's a connection between the two, but they are different. If your website is connected to that school or district site, not only may it not have the features required, not only may it be not up to date, but it may not be able to have the actual brand look and feel that reflects the visual identity of your athletic program, because again, it's living within the visual identity of your school or district. Just do this yourself right now. Go to the University of Michigan's website online and go click through a bunch of those pages there. Then go to the University of Michigan's website for their athletic department and click through. They'll feel connected in some way for sure, but they're gonna feel visually distinct. And that's because the Michigan Wolverines as an athletic department have a different brand than the university. Of course they do, it makes sense, but imagine now that all of that athletic content was living within that main university website. It just wouldn't make sense. It would feel totally off. When schools are becoming more competitive than ever, these details matter. A school that has a dedicated athletic department website that looks professional, it looks like a D1 college athletic department, it communicates something to the folks that are on that site, versus if the athletics section is buried within 6 different tabs on your school or district website, that too communicates something. The good news is that there are dedicated platforms that are built to be able to help high school athletic departments have great websites as an athletic department. And so this is something that's definitely attainable for every high school in the country. And finally, channel number 4, the final online channel, a branded mobile app. Now, some ADs may not even realize that this is something that is available to them. This is very common for the professional teams in the country. You may even have one of these on your phone yourself. But more and more high school athletic departments are getting a dedicated mobile app for their athletic department. Think about what a professional team has when it comes to a mobile app. Content around your team, your rosters, your schedules, how to buy tickets. You can send out news and information through the app. And of course, you can leverage push notifications to communicate directly with your fans. All of this technology is available now to high school athletic departments. It's all designed to keep fans engaged year round. And to be clear, this is not a mobile app that someone clicks on and it takes them to some other company where they can go and find the information on your athletic department. That's not a branded, dedicated mobile app. This would be the Gipper High School Athletics app, where you go to the App Store or Google Play Store, you search Gipper High School Athletics, and you see that we have a Gipper High School Athletic Department app built just for our school's athletic program. When that gets downloaded onto the phone, you don't see other schools' information, you see all of the information around the Gipper High School Athletic Department. This is something that is branded with the logo of Gipper High School. It has the Gipper High School colors. It has all of the Gipper High School information. This is specifically for Gipper High Athletics. It's not something that's generic and allows you to find all of these different schools. Now, 35% of school administrators say that they want to shift parent communication towards mobile apps. And it makes sense. Parents live on their phones. Push notifications have dramatically higher open rates than emails. And a branded app puts your program's information like schedules, scores, rosters, and more in the palms of your most ardent fans. Think about how many times you've been asked by a parent what time the game is tomorrow or where the directions are to the field. All of that can live in the app, one place, one system to go, keeps things really easy. Now, the key challenge with a mobile app is just making sure that people will actually download it. If you don't download the app, you don't get any of the advantages. Versus with things like social media and email, you can force your way in front of people as you interrupt those channels. With the mobile app, it only works if a parent, a student, an alum has actually downloaded the app itself. It's not enough just to have the app, you need to promote the app, but once you have it downloaded, you're now in incredibly close communication with folks, and it's an amazing marketing and communication channel. And the good news is that most of your audience has a high level of care. They're committed to the program because their son or their daughter is on the team, maybe they played there themselves, maybe they're a current teacher or coach. There's a high level of care, and so you have a higher conversion to actually download that app and have it on your phone. That's a real benefit that you have versus a lot of other organizations out there that are really excited about what the capabilities of a mobile app can bring, but are worried about, can I actually get people to download it? That's one great advantage that you have as a high school athletic department. So those are your 4 online channels: social media, newsletters, websites, and mobile app. Now let's transition to the final 3. These are the on-campus channels. And these 3 channels are ones that frankly, a lot of ADs overlook. But these on-campus channels are incredibly valuable. Your athletes, your staff, your coaches, teachers, other administrators, they're in your building, they're in your facilities. They're walking to and from all these different places every single school day. How many times a week does a student walk past the main hallway, basketball gym, the cafeteria? Those are hundreds, if not thousands of impressions every week that most athletic departments are doing little to nothing with. Pro teams and D1 colleges figured this out a long time ago, and now it's time for high schools to take advantage. Starting with channel number 1, video boards. Think of these as the jumbotrons that are out on your football fields or the big digital screens that are up on your basketball gym walls. Often there's companies like Daktronics or Watchfire or Nevco that are manufacturing these boards, and you're utilizing them typically in games and events as part of your game day experience. If you got one or more of these boards, the biggest thing to consider is, are you actually maximizing the use of them? Think about Duke basketball and Cameron Indoor Stadium. They have a center hung Daktronics display that they have constantly rotating with graphics promoting upcoming events, past results, sponsor promotions, and a whole litany of other content. The key thing to understand though is that those graphics are the same graphics that the Duke team is putting out on social media and across their other digital channels. They're rinsing and repeating. It's the same content, just put across different channels. And so that's the key thing to remember here. It's not that you have to spend millions of dollars like Duke. Of course, as a high school athletic department, you don't have those same sorts of resources. But you may have a video board that you can leverage, whether that's outside on a football field or inside of a basketball gym, that has the opportunity for you to put graphics up on them. And if you're already creating graphics for something like social media, it's just about downloading and uploading that content up on your video board. This can take just a matter of seconds and can be an incredible communication and marketing tool that again just doesn't require a lot more additional work. It can also help with cross promotion of events that typically don't get the spotlight. So let's take football as an example. You may have a football program on campus that commands a very large set of fans. But then you may have a sport like I played, boys soccer, that maybe struggles with attendance. So let's say that you have a football game on a Friday night and you have hundreds of fans that are attending this game. That's a captive audience of folks in the stands who are looking up at that video board. What a tremendous opportunity before, during, and after the game to put up your game day graphic for your boys soccer game that's happening on that upcoming Monday night. Leveraging the audience at the football game and the video board as a channel to communicate and drive awareness for a sport that gets less attendance, and you're able to do it all in a way that doesn't take much more additional time or effort. So the big takeaway with this channel is take a look around at your facilities. Do you have an existing video board today that allows for you to put up graphics and video content? If you do, what would you want to put up there? And ideally, is it something that you're already creating for a platform like social media? If so, just get into the habit of including some of that content during game day events. And if you do that, again, you'll have way more effective communication and you'll be operating like a pro or college team, but again, in a way that works for you as a high school athletic director. All right, jumping to the next channel, let's talk about digital signage. And in this instance, I'm not talking about those large format video boards that you may have out on your football field or inside of your basketball gym. I'm talking about standard TVs that you have hung in your cafeteria, your gym area, your athletic facilities. Think about the goal that you're trying to achieve when you think about marketing and communication for your program. You're trying to get the word out. You're trying to make sure that people know what's going on. You're trying to get them excited about the program. Maybe you're trying to celebrate the accomplishments and make people feel recognized throughout your program. What better way to do that on campus than across the TVs that your students, staff, coaches walk by every single day? This is a clear opportunity that the vast majority of athletic departments are not fully taking advantage of today. And it's something that in 2026 is more accessible than ever before. 20 years ago, getting a flat screen TV and hanging up on the wall, that would be a big, big cost. I remember when you had a tiny plasma TV that back in the day could cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Times have changed dramatically. The technology has gotten so much better and so much less expensive that you can get a fantastic high quality TV for $100, $200 that's gonna last your program years. And once you set these up, it's all about reusing your content, getting your graphics that you're already sharing across your digital channels up on these screens. The majority of schools today have these TVs set up throughout their campus. But the challenge is many of these schools don't actually take advantage. The content that's up on the screens is often outdated or is completely turned off. And that's typically for two reasons. Reason number one is that it's often very time consuming and difficult to get content up on those screens regularly. And so what happens is content just simply doesn't get updated and those TVs can just end up turned off entirely. But number two is that oftentimes the people who manage the content up on these screens are disconnected from the people who are creating and sharing content on behalf of the athletic department. And so when someone else is controlling the content, let's say someone outside of athletics, because that screen is maybe being used for broader school communication, the reality is that it's time consuming to get the content from the main person who's communicating from the athletic department to the person who's managing those screens. And so athletic information may not go up there, or if it does, it may become outdated over time. And both of those situations aren't good. And so the answer is, well, how do you actually make sure that you can take advantage of these TV screens? Well, the best way is to command some amount of these TV screens to be for athletic department use. Very similar to, again, why you want to have athletic department social media accounts, athletic department website. You have so much athletic information and content. You have a unique brand for your athletic department. You want to make sure that you can control that content in a way that's going to work and allow you to maximize the real estate that these TVs provide. And the real estate is truly amazing. Again, think about these TVs that you could either have up or you do have up today. There's so much foot traffic going by them. You're trying to communicate, you're trying to get information across to your stakeholders. This is a proven channel that you see every type of organization do, from being at the airport to being at a professional sports event, constantly being displayed content across these TVs. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot of extra work here. It's just about taking that same content, your game days, your score updates, your announcements and awards, and getting them up on your screens. Now, certainly you can do this in a number of ways, but I will say that we built Gipper Display at Gipper to solve this exact problem. Gipper Display allows you to connect all of your screens to Gipper, and then in one click, you can publish your content directly to social media and to your digital screens. So if you have an awesome game day graphic that you're using to get the word out about an upcoming girls lacrosse game, you can click publish and it will go to Facebook, Instagram, X, and across your 4 TVs that you have across your athletic facilities. And you can do that all in one place with one click of a button, no matter where you are. So again, it's about working smarter, not harder, and reusing the content that you're already creating so that you can have effective communication and marketing. And lastly, channel number 3, interactive touchscreen displays. You may have seen something like this if you've ever been to AT&T Stadium to see a Cowboys game. They have these large format interactive touchscreen displays that allow you to get more information about the Dallas Cowboys. These are state of the art and absolutely wow fans who are at the games. The crazy thing is this technology is now available to high school athletic departments, and thousands of them have implemented touchscreen displays already on campus. The use cases for this are quite broad. Many schools use it to highlight their Hall of Fame, athletic records, championships, awards, and even broader school history, like class composites and digitized yearbooks. Interactive displays are valuable in a number of ways. Of course, they offer this modern, kind of professional experience. This is something that the Cowboys have. This is something that you find at the College Football Hall of Fame, and now it's there at your high school campus. It's going to impress students, fans, alumni, visitors from other schools. But it's also going to solve some real practical problems that more and more schools are facing. So problem number 1 is that eventually you're going to run out of space for your physical recognition. What do I mean by this? Well, those trophy cases that you have can only fit so many trophies. And you can only build so many new trophy cases. Not only are they expensive to maintain, but there's literally a limitation in terms of the amount of space that you can have. And so eventually you're gonna have to start to make decisions. Which trophies do I rotate out? Should I put some in storage? Should I even throw some of these trophies away? This is being done by athletic directors across the country. Trophies in storage, trophies being thrown away. And what happens is that alumni will come back to campus and they'll say, what happened to our 1982 league championship trophy? I swear that was here 10 years ago. People get upset, of course, but the reality is, again, there's only so much space. So schools are looking for a digital solution, and an interactive touchscreen display doesn't have to replace all of those physical sites of recognition, but it can ensure that you have a complete archive of all of that history for folks to be able to look back on. Problem number 2 is that the physical sites of recognition are only accessible to people who are on campus. And so of course, if you have alumni or family members who are across the country that want to look back at history of the school or an induction into a Hall of Fame, traditionally, if they're not there in person, well then they're out of luck. But if you have an interactive touchscreen display, you can also share that online as a website for folks to be able to access wherever they are. It leads to more engagement and it gets people more connected, of course, to your program. And problem number 3 is for schools that have to move into a different building or if there's new construction. What we hear time and time again is that during that phase, things can simply get lost. And again, if things get lost, then people will become frustrated that the history has been, for lack of a better term, erased. And so again, having an interactive touchscreen display can provide that digital archive that ensures that folks can always look back on these achievements and history in a way that they're gonna be proud of. And if you've ever seen one of the interactive touchscreen displays, again, they simply wow. And so when you're thinking about perception and how you're communicating outwardly to folks about your program, when someone walks on a campus and they see a 75-inch touchscreen display that houses your Hall of Fame, your athletic achievements and records and history, and they're clicking through and learning more about that, they get a feeling that athletics matters here. Again, it tells this story of your program in a way that builds a really positive reputation around your program. All right, so we've covered all 7 channels. To recap, the first 4 channels were our online channels: social media, newsletters, websites, and branded mobile apps. The final 3 channels were our on-campus channels: video boards, digital signage, and interactive displays. But again, it's all about how these channels come together. 7 channels can be a lot to manage if you're managing them individually as one-offs. It's all about creating that ecosystem that allows you to reuse content in a way that saves time, but maximizes your reach and the value that you're creating in your communication and marketing. This multi-channel approach is what separates the best programs from the average ones. But it's all about how you can make this work in a way that actually works for you as a busy AD. The key thing here is reuse of content, not starting from scratch every single time. To be direct, at Gipper, we create technology that makes this really easy. The ability to have one ecosystem, one platform that allows you to create all of your content and share your content across different digital channels. But this is absolutely possible without Gipper, and I wanna make sure that in this video, you have the ability to be successful in your marketing communication, whether you're using Gipper or not. So again, it's about identifying those channels that you have. Maybe you have all 7 today, maybe you have 4 or 3, and maybe you're looking to expand over time. Define those channels that you have and are able to take advantage of. And then look at how can we reuse content that we're already creating and distribute them across those channels in a way that this is actually going to be able to get done given limited time and resources. The simplest way to understand that is to think about sort of a game day promotion. So if we think about this in the context of a game day, there's an announcement that you want to make where you want to drive awareness around an event so you can have more people attend and support the team. That game day promotion may result in a graphic that is being created. And traditionally, most high school athletic departments are doing this, and they're putting that graphic out on social media. Well, if you think about your other channels, there's more than social media. There's your website, there's your mobile app, there's your newsletter, there's your digital signage, your video boards, and your interactive displays. How can you take that game day graphic and not only get it out to social media, but also put it on those different channels? Instead of not realizing that you can actually leverage those channels to communicate, and you definitely don't want to be recreating from scratch every single time in these different systems. So create the foundational piece of content and then distribute it across those different channels and let the content in the channels then do the work for you. And again, it's not that you have to take advantage of all 7 channels today. It's about understanding the channels that you do have access to and then being able to work smarter, not harder, by reaching people in multiple different channels, reinforcing the message that you're trying to get across, and ultimately transforming the marketing and communication of your program. As your program evolves, as you as an athletic director evolve, you're gonna be able to stack on additional channels and hopefully use technology to make those additional channels no additional work. You don't need the Kings 700 screens or the Cowboys groundbreaking video board or Real Madrid's mobile app, right? You don't need the exact thing that these pro teams have. But the point is that you do need to show up for your community. You do need to communicate effectively. You do need to shape positive perception around your program. And in 2026, the way that you can do that is dramatically different than what it was even 10, 15 years ago. And I wanna make sure that you as an athletic director has the tools that can make sure that you can take advantage. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you know another athletic director who's looking to level up their marketing, communication, and all around modernize their program, please share our channel with them. We're really excited to continue growing this community and looking forward to helping out more ADs across the country. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.